Hey up, me old mucker. Marc from GamebustersUK, also known as the Gamebuster Marc, here with another exciting video. Now this is another Marc Tries. So this is a game that I had been looking for a while. Being a fan of the Warhammer universe, Warhammer, um, I got this online, Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat, for the PlayStation 1. I didn't ever play it when it came out, when I was a wee bairn, and but I've got it now, and I've played it a little bit. So this won't be a let's play, this won't be a walkthrough, this won't be a playthrough. This is just going to be me playing the game, because this is a very hard game, and I would have to sink copious hours into it if I wanted to do a fully fledged let's play or a walkthrough of it. But hopefully for fans of the game, because I've noticed there is a distinct lack of there is one or two, there's about two, one very good walkthrough for Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat, made by a YouTube user called Guam, a Scotsman I believe, or an Irish, I think he's Irish, so you can search that in the YouTube search bar. But yes, this is a strategy, a real-time, it's a real-time strategy game. Storm clouds gather over the border princes, unnoticed by the reclusive wizard engrossed in the study of his profound discovery, an ancient crystal of... Okay. There's the wizard. Oh dear.
Prepare to die, swiftly. Looks like Wobster.
So here we have Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat. Now in that opening opening scene, which was quite good, I think, in my opinion, quite good for an early PlayStation 1 game, a couple of Skaven, which are my favourite race in Warhammer. Basically they're the grotesque ratmen, and they have stolen some warpstone, which is kind of like a very volatile substance used to power magical spells and whatnot. It's very harmful to the user and whatnot. So that's basically the story is following, something's going on with the Skaven. They've got some kind of plan. Anyway, this dude is kind of like the... hey, stop that. You can kind of poke him in the eye. It's kind of funny. But this is kind of like your menu screen. This is where you control everything. This is like your central hub. You can abort here. The Book of Magic, you can check your spells. You can check the troop roster. And you can check your army. Basically, you're in charge of an army, right? And you have different regiments. At the moment, we only have 2 regiments. The Grudgebringer Cavalry. We play as Commander Bernhardt. If he dies in any battle, it's game over automatically. So we've got the cavalry and we've got the infantry. We don't have many. We don't have a very large army at the beginning of the game. You can recruit more members, recruit more regiments into your army. We've also got the Bestiary here, which is quite nice to look at the artwork and look at the different enemies in the games. We've got goblins, sort of weak little goblins and wolf riders, squig riders, and a whole host of other enemies. So yeah, it's a good game. Definitely got a nice setup. It's a PC port though, not originally intended for the PlayStation console. This is a PC port. But anyway, enough babbling from me. I'm sure you want to see the gameplay, so let's go into the training ground. We'll bring our infantry along with us as well. You can see the gameplay. So basically, as I've already said, it's a real-time strategy game, and basically the objective is to defeat the opposing army. You know, using your tactics and skills. At the beginning of every fight, you have an area cordoned off by these white flags, and this is your deployment sort of range. The controls are a bit finicky. So I can move this regiment, turn them around if I want, so they can face different directions. This is the cavalry, so I'm going to want the cavalry spread out, yeah, into two lines, and I'm going to put them here because there's a group of enemies coming down from this direction and another group here. As you can see, the graphics are not the best, but it's early PS1, so the graphics aren't really the most important aspect of the game. But again, I don't really think they're that bad. We've got our infantry here. It's probably best to keep them in a tight, compact formation. You just press circle to pick them up and then place them. We'll have them on this side. Right, now we're all ready to go. So you press start when your deployment is all finished, and then battle commences. So basically, you click on your chosen regiments, and the controls are a little bit stiff, I will say that. They seem to be just running off. I was hoping for a bit more bravery from the opponents. Now, if you see these guys, now the cavalry have gone off to follow them, which could be a foolhardy thing to do, I suppose, but we'll leave the infantry where they are. And as you can see, battle has been joined. Alright. Now you notice this arm, this sort of bicep. Press triangle, and you sort of maniacally spam that button to give your regiments a little extra boost of strength. Obviously we've just decimated them there. You regroup. And there's a group of enemies here that aren't doing anything. So we'll attack them. And we'll give our cavalry our infantry rather. We'll give our infantry something to do. You can't really lose the training battle. Another thing, you can cast magical spells if you have a wizard. Now I don't have a wizard at the moment because I've only just begun the game, but Commander Bernhardt has a sword called Grudgebringer, and you can use that special ability to fire at the enemy with magical lightning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them here, and they will be in range. The infantry are doing a good job there. I like the music as well. The music's very good. We use the Grudgebringer sword to fire magical fire at the enemy. Does quite a bit of damage. It's quite a good technique. And the infantry should be good, just in case they need help. No. Oh, hi, hang on. Apparently there's a regiment of enemies that we haven't destroyed yet. Where? I can't see them anyway. Oh, right, there they are. Those guys. It's not as easy as this during the missions. During the missions you it's a lot harder, and it gets ridiculously hard after the first couple of missions, which is why you know, careful consideration would have to be taken if deciding to do a let's play of this game. As you can see, I tried to fire the Grudgebringer sword again, but it hit that house. So there is a sort of a modicum of tactical planning you have to take into consideration. The terrain, and you know, certain types of terrain slow your troops down and whatnot. So yeah, it's a good real-time strategy game, but it is immensely hard. That's my only gripe with this game, and it's not, to begin with, it's not very user-friendly. On the plus side though, the instruction manual is like 100 pages long. It is a very meaty instruction manual that you receive with this game. So you can always reference that if you want to know what's what. So mission's over. It's only a training mission. You press start. That was just a quick overview of what you do in the game. Obviously, we were up against sort of dummy drone units that weren't really going to put up a lot of a fight. But I'll start the first quest if I remember how. If I can remember how to do that. Save game. Oi, I wanna play. Hey, don't touch that. Doesn't want me to steal the gold. Ah, here we go. You click on the scrolls. In case you haven't. Right. The first mission is protect Schnappelberg. That's a nice name, Schnappelberg. So this little crotchety guy, he's like our guide. So let's get the briefing.
I have spoken to the elder of the hamlet. Schnappelberg needs hired thugs for protection from orc and goblin raiding parties. It is known that greenskins have established a camp somewhere in this area. 4 nearby villages have been pillaged in the last 3 weeks. The locals live in fear of an attack. We will be stationed in this forsaken backwater for 2 weeks. During this time, it will be our duty to protect the peasants and their property.
2 weeks will give you enough time to find us more work. Perhaps something that pays a little better. I'm tired of risking my life for peasants and ale money.
Alright, so that's the briefing. Let's accept the mission. Like I said, it's a bit the difficulty factor isn't helped by the fact that it takes a while for you to get your army sort of recruit more regiments and whatnot, and also it costs money. If you run out of money, you get money by completing missions and killing enemies and not losing your own units. As you see, there's 12 units in the Grudgebringer Cavalry Regiment, and there's 16 units in the Grudgebringer Infantry. Over the course of battle, we may lose 1 or 2, and we have to pay with gold to replace them. And you know, if you're not if your tactical planning doesn't go so well, you can end up losing a lot of men, and basically it makes the game almost impossible to complete because you're constantly trying to get money, which you can only get by completing the missions, which are intensely difficult, and you're trying to, replace the fallen units in your army. So this game, like I said, my one gripe with this game is it is very difficult. So anyway, this is the Schnappelberg little village. We have to protect the peasants here. As you can see, there's only one regiment of goblins. Yeah, are they goblins? Yeah, they're goblins. Over here, it's hard to tell. They do just appear like a pixelated mess, but they do actually represent things. There's also another game which I have, which is Warhammer Dark Omen, which is pretty much the sequel to this, and the graphics are way improved, and some of the mechanics are smoothed out a lot better, and the game is Dark Omen is generally a lot better than this game. I may do a similar video on Dark Omen, but for now let's just stick with Shadow of the Horned Rat, and I'm trying to rotate my army so they can meet the goblins head on. What I'll do is, well, we only have two regiments, so we can only be so with our tactics here. But I'll turn them around. When you play this game, you will get the feeling that it is obviously a PC port. The controls, 50% of the time, the controls do not feel right, and that is a major factor into how the game pans out. Actually, I don't think this is a very good port of the game, because of the controls. Basically, they slow you down, and in a real-time strategy, you can't afford to be. Let's charge them. So as you can see, another enemy has appeared onto the field, and we're in danger of being flanked if we don't deal with them. So your units can be feared as well. There are certain enemies in the game that can fear your units and cause your army to retreat in terror. But orcs and goblins won't really be much of a difficulty for us. Now they've stupidly started attacking a building, those goblins, and we were able to actually get behind them. That is, if you can manage to get behind an enemy unit in this game, you will deal massive amounts of damage. So try and get the sneak element in. I don't think I've lost any soldiers, which is very good, because you don't want to be losing soldiers on this one. So they're retreating, but eventually they will gather some courage and they will come back for an attack. So like this, the controls, I'm trying to hover above their banner so I can attack them.
Yes, my lord.
But the control is just very stiff. You have to use the D-pad. So as you would imagine, it's a little bit stiff. But you can also attack certain buildings because the game carries on. Even when you've completed the mission, you just press start to end it. But you can attack certain buildings and whatnot, and there may be special items. I believe there is a special item in here somewhere. I'll have to be. I think you do incur some sort of penalty if you go around randomly destroying buildings. But I do believe that there is a special item, a shield of some kind in this. It might be in this house here. I'm just gonna. Yeah, let's engage a house. We've been sent to protect the village, but we may as well. It could be somewhere. It could be on a different level entirely. I'm I'm not entirely sure, but let's just destroy this house to make sure. Yes, men. Charge at this house, men. It has caused us grievous injury. We shall maim it. In the name of property development everywhere. Home improvements. Medieval style. Let's hit it with magic. I don't think it's this house. I think we just destroyed somebody's. Oh, that's gonna bite me in the arse later on. Okay, there's no special item there. We just killed 2 innocent people and burnt their house down in the search of an item which wasn't there. The mission was a failure. Schnappelberg has been pillaged by the goblins. Well, they had a little bit of a helping hand. Villagers killed 5, buildings destroyed 1. And the goblins didn't even destroy that 1 building. I'm sorry, but so there is a special item in one of those. It might not be that level. Anyway, meanwhile, in the cursed city of Skavenblight, Gracia Fankwall harnesses the power of Warpstone to create his latest monstrosity. Another nice scene here. These scenes are very nice. They're not cinematic, you know, sort of CGI, but they are very good, in my opinion. Very eerie. That's what's Fankwall up to. Indeed. Well,
There are reinforcements for hire at this town. Look to the troop roster for details.
I'm fairly confident we didn't lose anyone in that battle, but let's have a little look. Oh, we've still got all 12 cavalrymen, and somehow we lost two infantrymen. So we've just spent our money to get them back. But that was very surprising. And there's no one for hire either. The next unit we will get, other crossbowmen, I believe. But anyway, yeah, that mission was not too difficult. I only failed because I didn't really protect the villagers that well, and I destroyed somebody's home. So this is where the story sort of starts to begin, really. So we'll do this, and then we'll see where we can go from here.
We have been offered a commission from a merchant who seeks an escort for his caravan, traveling from Wiesenheim to Holst. After his business there is done, we will accompany him back to Wiesen. The round trip should take no more than a few days, and he will pay hard currency in advance. More on our return.
Right, so basically you have to protect this guy's wagon. He has a couple of wagons, like he's a merchant or something, and you have to protect his wagons on the trip, there and back. And if any of the wagons get destroyed, I think that's it, you don't get any money. So you can see that it is quite serious stuff. But again, you know, it's early days, we only have a couple of it also costs gold to send your men out. As you can see, my current, by sending out both regiments leaves me with 469 gold. It costs 320 to send them both out. When we're not making much gold at the beginning of the game, you know, that's a lot. But good thing is, we've been ambushed. Basically, in an ambush, you don't get to lay your troops out. You're basically just caught by surprise, as you would imagine in an ambush. So you don't get to, you know, deploy your troops. You're just thrown into the thick of it, and you have to make do as best you can. So you can see the little
Enemy sighted.
will that hit them? Oh, it did as well. We'll charge them. As you can see, there's another load of enemies trying to get the wagons. They're orcs, or are they? Potion of Strength, give me a little bit of an extra boost, but as you can see, there is another regiment dangerously close.
Destroy them.
Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing, man. Fire the sword at them. Yes, you can. Bugger off, then. Attack them.
Yes,
See, this is what I was talking about, the slow controls. Because of the controls, and because I can't, like, instantaneously switch between regiments, which would be nice, I was almost in danger of one of those wagons getting destroyed. Luckily, it hasn't been, which is a massive relief for me. Yeah, we set someone on fire there, a little goblin on fire, yeah. Grudgebringer sword. You do get other magical like weapons and stuff, but remember to spam the triangle button for that extra. Now battle has been joined, our infantry are on the scene, so really these goblins shouldn't be lasting very long.
Destroy them.
Don't think I've lost it. Oh dear. I see a dead horse there. I think we may have possibly lost one cavalry unit, which is very devastating actually. Very expensive to replace cavalry units, as you would expect. Alright, ambush repelled. You have eliminated all enemy regiments and survived the ambush. Continue to your destination. Now, if I remember correctly, you get ambushed again on the way back.
I have been approached by men seeking work, my lord. I have noted their credentials in the troop roster for your examination.
So, yeah, like I said, I think... yeah, I could be wrong, you know, we might be randomly generated, but I think... yeah, as I expected, we lost one cavalryman. Didn't lose any infantry, which is good, because we just had to replace a couple of men there. And here are the Mercenary Crossbowmen, which I am going to hire, because once we're finished with this job, as long as we don't let any caravans get destroyed in the return trip, we should have more than enough money at our disposal. So let's carry on. Holster Wisenheim. Another ambush, alright, so we can't even deploy our crossbowmen, I don't think. No, I don't think we can. So once again, we need to protect the caravans. Otherwise, everything we've done up until now will all be for naught. Oh, we have our crossbowmen, which is very nice. Can we hit them with Grudgebringer? I think I was way off target there, yeah, pretty much. It's also, I like the sort of night effects. But again, the slowness of the control system. I need See, if you could instantaneously switch between regiments, it would be a lot better. Let's provide cover for our friends.
Yes, my lord.
Fire, crossbowmen. What are they doing?
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, I think we failed this. It's just... we have failed this miserably. Caravans are getting destroyed. We need a... Like it's out of range, is it? Wow. Crossbows have worse range than longbows. Are my men retreating? Oh, Lord. My infantry are retreating like little crybabies. Which obviously leaves my crossbowmen way underprotected. And they're being charged now. As you can see, basically this fiasco has been caused by the general slowness of the controls. Like there's no hotkeying, or there's no real, you know, you can't instantaneously switch between regiments. You have to manually find them on the field. My crossbowmen have run off the field, so I'm not. They were a big help, weren't they? The crossbowmen. They took an age to turn around to fire a couple of volleys, and now they've run off the field. And the infantry are taking forever to support my cavalry. I must have lost at least a couple of cavalrymen.
Destroy them.
Yeah.
Mission complete.
Now we've won, but wow, it looks like I've lost. It looks like I've lost a lot of cavalrymen. I can't really tell in the darkness, but we have lost a lot of units. And the crossbowmen were absolute pansies. They fired a couple of arrows, and then they ran off. Not happy with them. Not happy with them at all. Yeah, as I expected, the mission was a failure. Wagons have been destroyed. Continue to Wissenheim, where Dietrich will report the incident. And I don't think we will receive any money either, which is bad times. We lost 2 wagons, which is 66%, so it's basically 3/4 of our wagons. Not good, not good.
There are reinforcements for hire at this town. Look to the troop roster for details.
So I hope we can restock on our units in this town, but if the cavalry took, oh god, they took a lot. They took a beating, didn't they? Out of 12, we had a full regiment of, well, we had 11, didn't we? So 6 died in that last battle, which is absolutely appalling when you consider we were only fighting, what, orcs and a couple of goblins. That's really terrible. They do cost a lot, these Grudgebringer infantry. I want to see if the crossbowmen took any casualties. They took 1 casualty. Right, we'll restore that crossbowman. As you can see though, this is how the game starts to be a bit of a pain, because you have to manage your resources so carefully. I've spent everything. I've literally just spent everything we have, and our army is pretty much at full strength, apart from 1 infantry unit, 1 infantryman. So you can see how the game can get very, very hard. Actually, very, very difficult, very early on. So I'll do this last one, and then I'll call it quits, because I've shown basically what the game is all about. Like I say, I don't know if I'll ever do a let's play because of how hard it is. The farthest I've ever got is like 8th or 9th mission. It's an intensely difficult game. Right, Sven Karlsson. I didn't watch the brief, but basically this guy has been... Wow. I don't have enough money to send out my other regiments. So I'm going to have to just rely on the cavalry. You always have to send the cavalry, because the main character of the game, Commander Bernhardt, he is the leader of the cavalry, so you always have to send the cavalry out. But yeah, basically this mission, this Sven Karlsson has been meeting in the mountains clandestinely with Skaven, and he's obviously some kind of traitor. So we need to go and sort him out. But I don't think we're really going to do it because he has his own men, which are quite difficult. He has like his own retinue of bodyguards, which are quite strong actually. And plus there will be Skaven on the scene, which will attack us as well. So with one regiment, we are really going to be this. If I get a game over, then that's it. I'll end the video here. But this mission is probably. This is when you realise that the game has made a dramatic jump in difficulty. I'll put my men behind the trees so they don't really, and I'll put them in a more sort of fortified sort of grouping. So basically, I'll show you. So you have a Skaven here, which is a mage of some kind, I believe. And here's Karl Svensson, and this is his little retinue of bodyguards, who are very strong actually. So let's begin. Basically, I think we have to advance in order to set them off, but we'll try and stay behind trees.
Yes, my lord.
Try and stay behind cover so they can't see us approaching, but eventually an event will trigger where the Skaven will kill that man. I don't think there's an awful lot we can do about this. The terrain is snow, so it slows us down a little bit. But thankfully we're cavalry, so it doesn't really bother us too much. But yeah, as you can see, yeah. So now we have to deal with this guy's bodyguards. Why they don't just... oh, I fired that into a tree. Let's try again. Nope, can't do it again.
Engage!
So like I said, these guys are quite strong. The Skaven wizard will run off the field, and then 2 more Skaven units will appear. 2 more Skaven regiments will appear. Let's just kill these guys as quick as we can. Because look, here comes some Skaven. They're going to... Thankfully though, they're going to hit us head on. Right, so that's them dealt with. Fire a blast of magic into them from our magical sword. And we're going to have to fight off... oh dear, there's another load. Dear me. This is all because we didn't have enough gold to bring our full army with us. So we're actually going to get annihilated because it looks like we've been flanked. It was kind of fortuitous that I managed to get behind these trees so they can't actually get behind us. But I fear they are absolutely tearing us apart. I can't see what's going on. It just looks like a mad mess of pixels all congregating over each other, but let's just spam the strength button and hope. Pray to Sigmar. Yeah. Yeah, we've retreated. We're in retreat. We're in retreat. We've been smashed to pieces. I think we have a couple of infantry. We have a few left. We've regrouped. We managed to regroup. That's good. I will use Grudgebringer when they come within our range. You will bloody use it, you retard. He wouldn't use Grudgebringer. Now he's been feared again. Oh. That's it. Once my... Stop running away, you cowards. You lily-livered elf. Oh! Managed to regroup. Just... Why can you not? Fire the sword, you... No, I can't actually... They've gone so far off the field, I can't actually click on my unit's banner. Which means I can't issue orders. Which is always useful when I'm getting pounded by enemies. But I think we're witnessing my last stand.
All is lost.
Yeah. We were destroyed. We were annihilated. And that's it. I tell you, that mission is ridiculously difficult. The difficulty scale just suddenly goes way up. When you combine that with the whole gold issue. Yeah. You were seen fleeing the battlefield, you were then pursued and killed. Excellent stuff. Well, I think that just about covers my trial. Marc tries Warhammer, Shadow of the Horned Rat. This has been an extra long episode. I hope you have enjoyed it very much. But yeah, good game. But it has a lot of... You have to get past a lot of things with it. Like, it's a PC port, so it's very... Some of the controls feel a bit stiff and rigid, and they don't really work very well. They could have implemented a few features, like, you know, toggling between your regiments is just non-existent, and having to manually choose them on the field, which is just very difficult. But it is a good game if you can manage. If you are very good at real-time strategies and you have a passion for them, you probably will be able to beat the game. But yeah, this has been Marc from GamebustersUK, also known as the Gamebuster Marc, and I thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks very much, me old mucker.